Some people don't know that the last throne of the sovereign incumbent, Lion of Judah, is encapsulated in ancient brightness. I said it's encapsulated. Now the light constitutes the cabinet. Yes, the cabinet, the people who are made relevant by that brightness. People who are made relevant by that brightness because of their own brightness. So the Bible says he is the only potentate. You see, because there can't be thrones without light. Can I tell you something? The only thing Satan fears is light. Because light is also the only strength he has. Let me say it again. I said the only thing Satan fears is light. And light is the only strength he has. So he knew, Satan knew what made him powerful. And he doesn't want to share it. Why? Please hear me. You know why you will not live glory of throne? There is something that is binding in ordinance unto everyone, even animals. Do you know the throne in Timothy is also in binding on the dead? God does not beg the dead to honor him, because the dead are already incarcerated in a confinement of deploration where there is no honor. So all dead men are helpless. So they worship an unknown God. Because the valley is a realm of confusion. I said the valley. The valley of depression, that is death, that is pit, grave, is called a valley of depression. Now, where people are not protected, all the people who died were depressed. That is the lost hope. They were not protected by light. That is why if you want to kill a man, you must start a journey that must make that man to doubt God. The path that leads to the grave make mockery of faith. Let me say again. I said the path that leads to the grave make mockery of faith. So as people journey into, they don't journey, they stumble. Because they blindfold them and make them naked. So they start a journey. They start a journey that declares the absence of God to stumble into a valley of depression. So while they go, they strip them of faith. And then they quickly replace faith with doubt. And then take a God away from them in the journey so that they can fall into a pit. So through a process of derobing people, Satan cleverly separate them from God, plunge them into hopelessness, make them denounce God, make them doubt God, make them mock themselves. That's what happens. So they can't share in the throne. Have you seen a dying man? If he's a strong man, a strong believer, an anointed man of God, very powerful, they will not take him immediately. They will plunge him into a process that will make him lose the efficacy of his life of faith. Make him compromise the standard of God in his heart. Plunge him through a loophole, into doubt. Make him to say that God has failed him through a process of continuous pain. Bring him down from the mountain to the hill to start him to a journey of stumbling. If they didn't do it, he will not die. If they didn't do it and kill him, he becomes a martyr. If you kill a man of fire, then Satan will have problem. If Satan didn't take away fire from a man and kill the man, his problem will increase. So there is a sharing because God created it this way. The fire is the source of light. So wherever fire burns continuously, there will be rule. Wherever the fire burns continuously, there will be dominion. In chapter 116 of the book of Genesis, the Bible says in that chapter 116 that the sun rules the day, greater light. When you hear greater light, you're talking about greater burning. Brightness. So the unapproachability of that light is what enthroned the king. In first Timothy chapter 1:16, let me say it again. I say what the unapproachability of that brightness is what accomplished that enthronement. Yes. Did you get it? I said the unapproachability of that light is what accomplished the enthronement of the only potentate. You know, nothing is more abominable than a king that doesn't have light. Thrones will never tolerate ignorance. When I mean throne, I mean place of relevance. There is something awesome here I want to share with us on the power of the unrevealed lion. The power of the unrevealed. Now, the manifestation of an invisible spirit into the terrestrial sphere is going on. Let me say again. I said the manifestation of an invisible spirit into the what? Into the terrestrial sphere is what? Is going on. Now, very few people can be part of that cloud because they can see the invisible. I said very few people are part of that cloud because they can see the invisible. The greatest power on earth is the one that makes you see the invisible. Like in Hebrew chapter 11:27, all great people on earth, all great nations, kingdoms, dominion, tongues, they have ability to see the invisible. And then when they see the invisible, what they see helps them to make choice that give them honor. Do you know what it means for? That is why there is always early seeing in great families. A destiny, a mother must transfer to the son. I say a what? A destiny on sight, something a mother saw about his son that is not visible to ordinary eyes. And then the woman depended on it and started raising a boy in a very unique way. And then he grew up under oath of chastity and confinement and becomes something that is too much. By the time he's 16, the woman have used invisible eyes to raise a child. So God will start private talking to Hannah.